Talk radio, music, and podcasts from the Korean Peninsula. KoreaFM.net. After high winds and the biggest snowfall in 3 decades, canceled flights and stranded thousands of passengers at Jeju's only airport, an old but still untested idea has resurfaced. Could problems related to weather delays and increasing travel to the island be solved by a train tunnel? I spoke with a member of a Korean construction and urban development organization who says yes.
My name is Nicole Medimork, and I'm the co-author of Projects. Projects is a website about transport projects and urban development in Korea. In January, there was this big snowstorm, and 500 flights have been cancelled, and 90,000 people have been stuck on the island. I saw some news articles pop up that mentioned, the idea like a rail undersea tunnel from Jeju to the mainland. The first really serious studies have been made around 2008. Concept plan how it would look like, that has to include a bridge, has to include a tunnel that passes through Jeju, an island like halfway to Jeju. So the costs are the most tricky part. It's expected to be somewhere between 14 to 20 trillion Korean won. That's really a lot. That's also almost as much as the high-speed rail from Seoul to Busan was at the same costs. But this was 280 or 300 kilometers. This is just a 70-kilometer long project.
One reason a solution for Jeju's travel woes is so important is that tourism to the island has not only increased dramatically in recent years, but is also expected to see even larger increases in the future.
My name is Shin Hyun-chul, and I'm working for Jeju Tourism Organization as chief manager in charge of overseas marketing department. Jeju Tourism Organization was established to promote Jeju tourism brand over the world. And our marketing activities actually are aimed at targeting mostly foreign tourists. And we believe it is necessary for public organization for better local economy development. The Jeju government officially announced the tourist arrivals since 2000. It was 288,425 people for foreigners and 3,822,509 people for domestic tourists. It was total around 4.1 million people coming to Jeju at the time. But now, the number of tourist arrival in total, around 13 million people coming to Jeju last year, 2015. It shows around 257% increase. In terms of the foreign Jeju tourism market segmentation, around 85% of market share last year is China. Around 2.2 million people coming to Jeju from China. And the second market was coming from Japan. And the third market was coming from Malaysia and Singapore and Indonesia and Vietnam following.
In addition to millions of travelers from foreign countries to Jeju each year, the amount of air travel to the island from Seoul is number 1 in the world.
International Air Transport Association, called IATA, has announced Gimpo and Jeju, the most crowded air routes in the world in 2014. In particular, Gimpo and Jeju routes has increased dramatically aviation demand, including being named to the busiest route in the world since 2011. Passengers between Gimpo and Jeju was around 9.8 million people, while the route to Tokyo and Sapporo shows 9.17 million people. This is because rapidly growing low-cost carrier, we call LCC industry. As I told you before, that many Chinese tourists coming to Jeju, right? So last year, the number of Chinese tourists arrival to Jeju was 2.2 million people. They are coming to Jeju through direct flight, but the point is they are also using actually domestic air routes between Gimpo and Jeju. So those facts are leading the route mentioned Gimpo Jeju as the most crowded route over the world.
While a second Jeju airport is planned to be operational by 2025, Kojek's rider Nikola Medimorik says that won't solve the island's transportation problems.
In case of a snowstorm, the flights get cancelled and people are then stuck on the island, like we saw just recently. And rail can operate also during really like heavy snowstorm or snowstorms or any kind of extreme weather phenomenon. And then the air route from Seoul to Jeju is very congested. It's like the busiest air route in the world. There's so many flights every day, 10 million passengers per year that use this connection. So it's possible like the demand exists, could be easily shifted from air to rail, and it was also like save a lot of pollution, a lot of fuel, a lot of benefits for the health. And another very positive argument is there's a huge catchment area actually. Like not only people from Seoul would benefit from such a rail connection, also people from Gwangju or anywhere along the way, because the train usually stops couple of times. So like people in, let's say, Daejeon, Gwangju, also like Suwon, or like the more south of Seoul, they could all benefit and save more time by not having the trouble, don't have to take the trouble to get to the airport in Gwangju or get to the airport in Gimpo to take a flight to Jeju.
But despite the benefits of building a train bridge and tunnel to Jeju Island, the costs associated with the project may keep it from ever becoming a reality.
Currently, we have a high-speed rail going from Seoul to Gwangju, but we still don't have a high-speed rail going from Gwangju then further to Mokpo. That's already planned and going to be built, I think, soon. But then again, we need one more high-speed rail, or let's say rail track from Mokpo up to the end of the southern coast. And from there, then a bridge, like around 28-kilometer long bridge, would lead to Bogildo, a small island very close to the south coast. And then from there, the rail undersea tunnel would start, lead 70 kilometers to Jeju. And there's take a small detour from to Chuchido Island on the halfway. I mean, it's a really interesting idea. For example, like government officials from Jeollanam-do, of course, they would love to see this because more than even tourists from abroad to come to Jeju could easily take the train and travel to Jeollanam-do or travel to the mainland and then go further. These kind of regions are attractive for international tourism. It's not only the people from the mainland go to Jeju, also like visitors from abroad visiting Jeju and then easily take the train to travel further inside the country. And maybe even then it will be still a lot of, there won't be a lot of support for this project because there are many difficulties. Like it's of course very expensive. The cost-benefit ratio is really low. And even if you build it, it's not only the construction cost, it's also the maintenance costs. And then if something happens, you're not really sure, like, if the government says, okay, there was a security issue, we have to shut it down. And then there's this risk for this investor or like the construction company or the operation company that they lose a lot of money. So it's not really even clear if somebody wants to build it. And it's really not sure if you're ever going to see this tunnel constructed.
For KoreaFM.net, I'm Chance Dorland.